If I suddenly fall down on the floor or crack up or start crying, it is either because of jet lag or the Holy Spirit or a combination of the two. Or it's just because I cannot look at such beauty from close by. But in all regards, I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Monier Samuel, and I'm an author and a journalist and many other things. But people who know me just a little bit know specifically that I'm most of all a preacher. I preach, no matter if you like it or not. And usually I am very uncomfortable in my preaching. So if you do feel uncomfortable, they call me Mr. Discomfort. And I think the great blessing is of having you as friends in my life, that I'm allowed to be completely me. So when I truly believe in God, and I have a very direct hotline with him. If you need him, let me know. We can pray later. And it is very beautiful that on one day I realized that I hadn't been on a wedding for more than 15 years or so. And that also out of personal experience, I really started to quit believing in love. So that morning I thought, you know what, might as well ask. So I said, dear God, lovely Jesus, I would like to be invited to a wedding. Lo and behold, within an hour, I get a message from Julian, not only being invited to this wedding, but as to actually facilitate it. Look, my Lord has great sense of humor, I guess. So I came back all the way from Colombia. Took me 2 days because flights were canceled. Then when I was finally in the plane, there was a huge thunderstorm. We had to go back to the airport. Like, I've been going through it all. So I don't know what that means. But look at least at the dedication, right? And very much so, because I wouldn't have wanted to miss any minute of this beautiful day. So grateful. And this is the most warm, lovely welcome you can ever have to the Netherlands. That usually doesn't feel that loving to me. So, thank you. Now, having said all this, I thought very long about what to preach and how to speak. Because I'm aware that many of you have not a Christian background or background in faith, might not ever go to church or even have run away from it. And that especially this time and age, religion is so much politicized that even using the name Christian or Christianity brings up images from Trump and I don't know whom else. So let me preach the gospel of love as I know it. The gospel of 1 John 4 that said, who is God? God is love. And what is love? God. Who doesn't know love doesn't know God. Because God, she, he, they is love. And love rejects all fear. Because fear is related to punishment. But there is no punishment in the God of eternal love. This is the God I know. And this is the God of whom I like to speak today. Knowing that we all have very different understanding of God, or if God even exists. But I think we are united in this eternal love. And when we prepared this wedding, I had a long, tough talk with them because I really want to be pastoral. And asked them many, many questions. Because, of course, this is a great responsibility. I mean, you know, when do I ever facilitate a wedding? And travel all the way by plane from South America. Like, if you pollute the climate, at least better be sure that this wedding is going to last. So yeah, I mean... So when we looked into this book, the Holy Bible, but in Arabic we call it Al-Kutub al-Hayat, the book of life, which I think is already a very different connotation. It's not a book to beat people up on their heads. It is a breathing, living document inspired by the Spirit, not written by God itself. Therefore, it's constantly open to interpretation and reflection, and it breathes like nature breathes, like we all should breathe right now. Gracias. So, we looked into the Bible and I shared several of the texts that really mean a lot to me and I think are very beautiful about love, because what is then that love? If God is love, what is love? How do we define it? And we selected in the end a very famous text that any of you who might be remotely Christian, even far away, will definitely know, 1 Corinthians 13. Who have ever heard of this chapter? Okay, I'll help you out. So, it says, if I speak the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor, and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. And now we get the black-eyed peas, for those that do know that. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be silenced. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. But love remains. And know these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And why? Because love helps us to know what we should believe in, what to hope for, what to strive for. And when I spoke with you, I found it so beautiful, especially with you, Julian, that you immediately was moved by the text, like it doesn't keep record of wrongs. This knowing that you love each other, not because the other is perfect, but despite and unless their imperfections. And I think the more we learn how to love the other, with all their imperfections, with all their flaws, with all their humanity, the more we understand the grace of this eternal love. That love that says, I love you because you are. Not because what you do, not because what you create, not because what you make. I love you before you sing your first song. And I will love you even when you can no longer sing. This is a very different type of love. And it's a verb. It's an act. What I read here is loving as a verb in which you have to work for love. It's not easily given, and it has to be renewed every single day. You have to make an active decision to love, even if you're about to hate each other, because let's be honest, love and hate are very close to each other. In Arabic we say, "Hub wa harb orayib min ba'd." Love and war are very close to each other. And when I think of the path you have walked, and also this monthly anniversary, this in itself is dedication and act to choose love. Now, in these days, it's very easy to become cynical, hopeless, and to no longer believe in love. Whoever gets married anyway. There is this tendency in general that we no longer really believe in those things that we hold holy and sacred for so long. And when I think about that, about love, and how very few people still believe in it, not only the love between two people, love for humanity, love for the planet, to believe that there's something like justice, international law, international institutions, we see them all falling apart. I think we are all dishonest to ourselves if we don't admit that at this specific moment in time, the world is burning. There are wars and rumors of wars, and drones over our heads. And in this time, love in itself is the biggest act of activism. When the disciples of Jesus asked him about how the end of days would look like, Jesus gives a very clear description in Matthew 10:24 that actually reads as the news today. Just open your newspaper, read the newspaper, open your news channel, and you will find all the descriptions from moon eclipses and blood moons to earthquakes, huge natural disasters, amazing large wars, threat of wars, strange diseases. It's like reading the news of today. And then Jesus says something very specific. And due to the cruelty and the injustice of the world, the heart of many will grow cold. Or Other translations say, the love of many will cease. And I think this is the biggest challenge of today. When we see such cruelty, such indifference, such exploitation of the planet, when we see that instead of going forward, institutions and important climate documents are all broken down in front of our eyes, it is so easy to become cynical, to give up, to quit. And I know your love to be bigger than just for yourself. Just like with Music Declares Emergency, you use your stage for more than just music, so you use your relationship as more than just a fulfilling bond between the two. This is why I felt free to invite myself to this place with the first coffee, and I came over for an entire weekend. I never did that before. So I might be bold, but not that bold. And it shows the hospitality that I felt and the love that you had enough to share for me to be here and don't even to feel like a third wheel. But when we go to that time, this time in which the heart of many grows cold, in which it's easy to forget to love, our biggest act of resistance against injustice, against the pain, the hatred, the polarization, the genocide, the climate catastrophe, the wars, is to love. It's the only way to prove them wrong. That no matter how hard the storm blows, we have roots. We will keep standing and we will keep spreading that love that in itself is the strongest and most healing force. Now, I have met many, many activists in my life, and most of them are engined by anger, which makes sense because anger is a great engine for movement. You get angry, you act, you stand up, you protest, you march. But the only sustainable change in human history has come from love. And you work from that love. I have not met many activists that I can say, you don't work from anger, even though you might be angry about many things. But you act out of creativity and love. And that is the love. Look, the Holy Spirit is blowing around. That is the love of 1 Corinthians 13, that always believes, always trusts, always hopes, that keeps seeing the best in people even when they forgot who they are, who we can be as a humanity. And for you to have this love and to celebrate love today, this love that is not self-seeking, not proud, keeps no record of wrongs, keep seeing the best in the other, and therefore keep moving forward to change this world against all odds, with fatigue, maybe, with sadness, definitely, but with this endless hope that love can make the difference because you are living the difference every single day. Every day you choose love, you choose life. You choose to honor this planet that gave you this breath, this heart. And as long as that still beats, and as long as we are still able to share it, to show it, then there is hope for this world, even in a hopeless age. So thank you for giving us a chance here to live with love, to breathe this love in and take it home as the biggest act of resistance and the most sustainable one, even climate proof. Thank you.